Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Ones Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we've got a reading for you about somebody that is feeling disconnected and upset, a little bit bored, not really interested in connecting with other people. Even though with the Three of Cups in the reverse, I do feel like this is somebody who has a little bit of a reputation for having like a roster or a number of people that are interested in them at the same time. This is likely somebody who has played games when they were actually in love with somebody. So they were not able to be committed when, or like dedicated. I don't know. They flirted when they shouldn't have. They made a pass at your friend or somebody you're related to. There's something here that's just kind of like, ugh, really? So let's call in spirit with a little bit of intention. It's like, just some bad decisions being made, I guess, is what I'm picking up on. This is the Hocus Pocus. We'll start there. If you would like a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedonestarot@gmail.com. And that's in the description box below. And right below that, you can find information on how to join my memberships. There's 3 different tiers starting at $3.99. So we have the Hermit and the 10 of Pumpkins or 10 of Pentacles in the reverse with another King of Cups. This one's in the reverse. King of Potions in this deck. So this is some sad loneliness, feeling like I've lost something of great value with the 10 of Pentacles in the reverse, and the King of Potions is in the reverse because somebody is going through it emotionally. Interesting to have both the King of Cups in the upright and in the reverse. It's a bit of volatile energy, so there could be a little bit of like unpredictable energy, especially when it comes to this person's mood. They may feel the need to compensate and try to make sure people don't know that they're going through a rough time, or they may be the type to just kind of like have really good days and really not great days. 2 of Lightning or 2 of Swords in the reverse. Decisive energy. 9 of Pumpkins or 9 of Pentacles in the reverse. And the 3 of Potions. I made a decision, and I know I was ignoring my intuition when I thought it was okay to have a conversation with my ex, or when I thought it was okay to flirt with my coworker. There's cheating energy here. I just want to be clear that this is a reading for somebody who would already know that this happened. This is not letting you know that somebody is cheating. This is somebody who is upset because you already know. Two of Pumpkins or 2 of Pentacles in the reverse. The 4 of Potions or the 4 of Cups in the reverse. Another repeat with an opposite. And the Hierophant in the reverse. Instability, chaos, emotional vulnerability, feeling like the only option is to fall back into old patterns, but those old patterns don't seem to fit anymore. This life doesn't work for them anymore. That's why we have the 4 of Cups. I don't want to go back to what I was doing. I don't want to go back to what was happening before. I don't know why I ruined a good thing. I think this is really difficult for them because they have to blame themselves. Hence the title being, I Know I Messed Up. Queen of Lightning or Queen of Swords. Queen of Candles in the reverse or Queen of Wands in the reverse, and the 10 of Lightning or 10 of Swords in the reverse. These are the folks dealing with the King of Cups. So remember, don't get too caught up on gender in the tarot. This is energy that I'm reading. but the Queen of Wands in the reverse would be the third party. The Queen of Swords would be the ex. So yes, this is somebody who already knows that there was infidelity and they've already left or ended the relationship with this King of Cups. This is the Beginner's Tarot. Nine of Wands in the reverse, Eight of Pentacles, another Queen of Wands in the reverse, and the Seven of Cups. There was an attempt to keep this secret, of course, and I feel like the cover or the excuses that were made were related to somebody's work. So I have to stay late at the office, or I'm going on a business trip, that kind of thing. But there was something wrong with an address or a phone number, like details pertaining to the time. And now I feel like there's curiosity about who this third party is, hence the thumbnail, I guess. So we've got this Queen of Swords feeling like, okay, so you kept a secret, but now I figured out your secret. So I kind of feel like I'm reading somebody who might be doing a little bit of social media, like investigating, right? Who is this person? Strength and Death in the reverse. Very confident individual that has struggled with like a conventional relationship. To be honest, I'm getting that this Queen of Wands in the reverse specifically looks for people that are in a long-term relationship because they like the drama, because they like being chosen over someone else, because they like the competitive nature, because they like that they're, generally speaking, can't be a long-term relationship from this. It's very much so how they get their self-esteem. Ace of Cups, Four of Swords, and the Page of Wands. See, the problem is the Queen of Wands in the reverse was fun, but didn't actually offer love, right? Now that the King of Cups has had the relationship end because of hanging out with the Queen of Wands in the reverse, they're spending time alone. The Queen of Wands in the reverse doesn't want a relationship. The King of Cups is starting to see them for who they truly are and realizing it was like something shiny, but it wasn't really like a good connection. And they're longing for the Queen of Swords, realizing, well, I actually had like a connection with that person and I ruined it for something short-term with this person. Six of Wands in the reverse, Justice. Judgment. So in other words, we've got somebody who was unfaithful and ended up with no one. The Queen of Wands in the reverse doesn't want to be with the King of Cups. They've lost their interest in things because there's no competition. The Queen of Swords left. So now this King of Cups has neither the person they were in a relationship with nor the person that they were, cheating on that person with. So now we have a lot of time for them to think about what had happened and how they maybe should have handled it instead. Hello, Laura. This is the Bianco. Always something. It's fine. It's just the stone that sits on top of this. I thought I'd moved it off. You guys, I'm so bad at dropping crap on my channel, but that's all right. That's all right. Nothing's broken. We got the Empress. Five of Wands in the reverse. And the Hierophant. Yeah, see, the Queen of Wands in the reverse liked this situation because they wanted to go up against the Empress. They wanted to be seen as competition. Now that there is no competition, the King of Cups has offered relationship or some sort of serious commitment to the Queen of Wands in the reverse. And they're like, what? No. No. I'm not interested in that. And the King of Cups is left on their own, kind of confused, like what just happened? Another Nine of Wands in the reverse. We just had that up here. Ten of Swords, Nine of Cups. So things feel crazy to them because they should have guarded, or they should have been more protective of the original relationship. They're seeing that now and they feel like they wasted it for, you know, a weekend. Something that's not real. This Knight of Cups, it's, you know, dreamy. It can be romantic, but it can also be like BS. Justice in the reverse. Two of Swords in the reverse, and the Page of Wands in the reverse. So they read it all wrong. They felt like they could upgrade, find a way to either have both individuals in a relationship with them, or if the Queen of Swords left, then that's okay. At least I still have the Queen of Wands in the reverse. But they've read the situation wrong. They've read this Queen of Wands in the reverse wrong. They felt they wanted a relationship or that they would be there for them. And this person's like, no, like, I've got a date with somebody else scheduled. So what they took to be a serious connection was really just a joke to this Queen of Wands in the reverse, which is somewhat ironic because that's how they treated the King of Cups treated their long-term relationship that way. So they end up with 2 breakups when they were only planning on 1. Hello, Renee. How are you doing? All right. This is the Fairy Godmother Oracle. What else do we have? Healing. And identity. So we've got someone realizing who's who and realizing more about who they are. And it might be more than one, right? It could be the Queen of Swords as well as the King of Cups, but this does seem to be focusing more on the King of Cups. Saying that they're having to deal with, or like kind of be honest with themselves, like, oh, I ruined this, you know? I'm going to have to be honest with myself that I did that. But I also think we have a Queen of Swords that is being honest with themselves about the fact that they did what they could and they didn't deserve this treatment, right? So we have stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance, and heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. New love, let your friends help you and give your relationship a chance. So this person was receiving intuitive messages and advice from people, and it confused them. The King of Cups was in the upright and in the reverse because depending on when you asked them, they were still in love with this Queen of Swords, but they also felt like they were falling in love with this Queen of Wands in the reverse. So they couldn't decide between this new exciting feeling that they were having for the Queen of Wands and the, you know, tried and true, maybe I should just give my relationship a chance, Queen of Swords. And it looks like they ended up with neither. This is the Tarot de la Nuit. Page of Wands in the reverse, World in the reverse. By thinking that it couldn't end, the King of Cups was fooling themselves. They were, I think, a little bit manipulated by the Queen of Cups, or sorry, Queen of Wands in the reverse, just as much as they may have felt like, they were actually manipulating the Queen of Wands in the reverse. Sometimes the people who think that they are the smartest people in the room are in fact not the smartest people in the room. We've got the Sun. They're starting to realize that this Queen of Wands in the reverse just used them. Ace of Pentacles. Perhaps for some material gain, or maybe just to see if they could get the W, right? I just want to see if I could get you to like choose me. Wild. Knight of Cups in the reverse, but nothing I said was true. I don't care about you. I don't want like long-term relationship with you. I know that you've got problems and I don't want to deal with them. It was just a little bit of fun. So we have High Priestess in the reverse, Four of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Two of Swords in the reverse. I've already made my decision. I don't want to continue to see you. You're like not fun anymore. Wow. Eight of Pentacles in the reverse and the Six of Wands. Queen of Wands in the reverse. What is this Queen of Wands in the reverse? Like, is there a bet going on or something? Because they feel like they won. They feel like because this other relationship ended and the King of Potions or King of Cups chose them, that they won. And then they can just like pack it up and leave. Like, my job here is done. I got what I wanted. You chose me first, or you chose me over that Queen of Swords. That was the whole purpose for them. That's all they wanted. I do think they've done this before. This is the Nightmare Before Christmas. Hey, dude, how are you doing? I hope you're enjoying the weekend. We've got Four of Needles or Four of Swords and the Queen of Needles. Queen of Needles being the Queen of Swords. Yeah, you're working on healing. Things are getting better for the Queen of Swords. Nine of Swords and the Four of Potions. It's like, actually, to be honest, Queen of Wands in the reverse kind of did me a favor because things were kind of getting out of hand and maybe I needed to like move away from this person anyway. So you just like made it more clear for me. Thank you for showing me what was going on. I feel like they were kind of not real happy with the King of Cups as it was. Death in the reverse, Star, and the Emperor. But because you showed me that there was justification for walking away, it gave me the courage to end this relationship that didn't really make me happy anyway. So we've got the Star, and I feel like there's a sense that what was actually kind of scary or nerve-wracking in terms of venturing off on your own, leaving this person and starting a life, brand new life for yourself, you have been absolutely like happy about it. Nah, maybe there are sad days, maybe there are difficult days, but this is like, oh, well, this isn't as scary as I thought it was. And I think I'm going to be able to carve out like a really nice little existence for myself without having to deal with this King of Cups. Person who doesn't really care about me. It's not. I feel like you're looking at the bright side. You're like, okay, actually, I'm not mad about this. Eight of Presents or Eight of Pentacles and the Seven of Candles or Seven of Wands. You feel like things are going better for you at work or your career has more possibilities. You could move if you wanted to. You could work a different schedule if you wanted to. You're like, oh, I'm like free to like make my own decisions. I don't have to care what you think. This is kind of great. I can listen to the good music again instead of what you made me listen to. I don't know. Maybe you're getting a little touchy. Temperance and the Empress in the reverse. Feeling like you don't have anyone that's emotionally manipulating you anymore. There's a sense of calm or peace because you don't argue with this person anymore. 3 of Potions. It's honestly, it's like, sure, you can have the King of Cups, whatever. Go for it. Knock yourself out. Enjoy. It's like, look, mac and cheese is my favorite, okay? I love cheese. I love mac and cheese in particular. I like to make, like, from scratch if I can. But obviously, like, craft and whatnot is easier. But you hit a wall at a certain point when you're eating a bowl of mac and cheese. If you eat it from a plate, you got issues. I'm just kidding. Really, though, you hit a wall and you're like, oh, I don't want any more of that. Even though it's my favorite. Every time there's a wall. And I feel like you hit this wall with this person. It doesn't matter if they were your favorite dish. You're like, that's enough for me. Now I need some chocolate or pie. I tried chocolate pie for the first time, you guys. It's pretty tasty. With some ice cream. I think that helps. Hello, Michael. How are you doing? Hello, Key Controller. All right. So we've got the 8 of Pentacles in the reverse, 6 of Swords, Judgment in the reverse. So even though there were some things that I needed to do, even though it wasn't easy, and I was maybe a little bit of a novice in terms of starting some of these things or changing some of these things, I've still been able to move forward and set myself up for a better existence, despite this disappointment or this, kind of unfortunate event. So in other words, I feel like you're making the best out of a difficult situation. 2 of Swords, Crossroads, Ace of Wands in the reverse, 3 of Wands in the reverse. Because a lot of people would sit there and do nothing. And maybe you're even being a little bit critical of yourself. Why did I wait so long? Why didn't I leave the King of Potions long ago? Why didn't I choose this, years before? It's not really a good use of your time to do that. I would focus on the fact that you did the thing that you needed to do. You walked away, you're not getting talked back into dealing with that person's crap. And that in itself is an achievement. Let's keep it there. You've been able to walk away, set up a new life with the Page of Pentacles. There's a sense of hope because there's new things happening for you. But do not be discouraged just because there are days that are maybe a little bit more sad or lonely that punctuate that happiness. You're going to have ups and downs. That's fine. But I also feel like you're going to learn that this person from your past is not doing well, particularly financially. They're not able to take care of themselves. They're missing when you took care of them. But, I feel like you deserve a human that knows how to take care of themselves and doesn't rely on you for that. This is the Energy Oracle. What else do we have? Cornucopia. I like that for you. That's a harvest. Good things, abundance. See, I feel like this King of Cups was holding you back. And now this abundant energy is coming your way because this person isn't going to have access to it. So yes, you've had to be patient. Maybe you felt like you had to be more patient than you should have been. But now that things are moving, they're going to start moving pretty fast for you. And it's in a very positive direction. I just need you to not give in to this King of Cups because they have a negative impact on your money. And I'm right. I feel like some of you are like, you're so right, Carmen. They either spent your money without permission or without being smart about it, or they did not contribute. Official person, bad health, and gift. So even though there is this difficulty, bad health for me is kind of like a bad mood, or maybe I got to work through some depression. Official person and gift, you are leveling up. You came out as the Emperor. This is somebody responding in the best possible way to a relationship falling apart. And instead of allowing old patterns to take over, you create new patterns, very healthy patterns. And that's why you're going to be blessed. You're going to see things happening that seem a little bit fantastical or unpredictable. Promotions, stroke of luck in terms of, I don't know, maybe you win the lottery. This is just like all of a sudden that change, it helps you to see all of the possibility around you. You just had to get out of your comfort zone with House in the reverse and Despair is in the reverse, because that was legitimately holding you back. So now you're going to see multiple things going really well for you, provided you stay away from this King of Cups. They were not helping you with the money. What else do we have? You appreciate the smaller things in life rather than the big ones. Be careful of a serious flirtation. You are inclined to rule and help people, and you will be more successful telling the truth at all times. Yeah, I like that one. This is the situations deck. What else do we have? Entrapment. Hamster wheel. So this King of Cups got themselves stuck, feeling like they would be able to make a life with this Queen of Wands in the reverse and then ending up with no one. And now they can't afford their own life. I feel like they're about to come through and try to negotiate a return, try to get a second chance with you. And that's why this reading is coming through. You are doing better and they are jealous. They feel like you should be helping them out. Why should you help them out? They can't stop thinking about you, but I feel like you're walking away. You're headed towards different things. You're starting a new life. Things are going better without this person. If they come back around, they're going to cause chaos in your life. And I think you already know that. So they have this habit of being obsessed. And because they can't have you right now, they're going to be a little obsessive with you, even though they literally just like went through an end of a relationship with you because they felt that way about someone else when they had you. So I think this is someone who has a short attention span. They get distracted by things. This is the Hidden Truth Oracle. Hi, Amanda. How are you doing? I hope you're having a good day. I still have feelings for you. I don't know what you want. I hide my feelings. I wish we could go back. I want to start over. I'm not financially stable, hence the Five of Pentacles. They need you to make things easier for them. Oh my gosh, stop. I am in a committed relationship. Are they really coming back around to you when they've got somebody they're already seeing? For real? Why? Oh my Lord. Oh my gosh. So this is somebody who basically uses people financially. Or maybe they're just really scared of taking the garbage out or, I don't know, doing laundry. This is somebody who likes to be taken care of, right? They want to come back around and have another cycle with you because life was easier then. They say I still have feelings for you, which in my book, it's coming through as like a very cold way of saying what they should be saying if they wanted another chapter with you. I feel like they cut their sentences too short. So, which is not like an insult to slang, but they don't go the full measure as far as what apologies should sound like or talking about your feelings should sound like. If this was, I wish we could go back, let me just edit that for you. If you actually wanted to have a different chapter, if you wanted to demonstrate that you had healed or you changed from, back when you hurt me, I would think you could potentially say, I wish we could go back to before I hurt you. Own that. Show me that you have some accountability. I want to start over because I'm sorry and I know I messed it up. Do you have to constantly be negative about it? No, but if you are trying to get back in somebody's good graces and you know that you were the reason that things fell apart, one would think that it's just kind of like understood that accountability and demonstrating that you are considering how somebody else feels would be like a good idea. Hey, Rainbow Warrior, how are you doing? All right, I'm going to leave it there. I love you all. I hope you make great choices this weekend. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes, and I hope to see you on the next reading. Toodles.